and welcome to Module 6 of Principles of Marketing. In this module, we're going to be going over market research, market intelligence, and surveys. And then at the end, we'll go over your check-ins, discussions, and assignments. The learning objectives for this module is to define marketing research and explain how it supports decision-making, describe how market intelligence helps companies track trends and competitors, identify internal and external sources of marketing data, explain the ethical responsibilities involved in collecting and using that data, understand how companies turn data into insights and actionable marketing decisions. So market research, I actually really love doing market research. I go out and do market research in person, I do it via my social media platforms, and I do it through surveys and phone calls, emails, etc. So what is market research? Marketing research links the consumer, customer, and public to the marketer through information collection and analysis. You gather, analyze, interpret data to guide marketing strategy. To learn a little bit more and to go a little deeper, read the chapter here in OpenStack's Marketing Research and Big Data, and also watch the video here, Market Research, the Secret Ingredient for Business Success. The marketing research process. So you want to define the problem and research objectives, develop the research plan, primary versus secondary data, and we'll go over that a little bit more, collect the information, analyze the data, and then present findings and recommendations. Here is an example, Lego Get the World Ready for Me campaign. Lego partnered with the Gina Davis Institute to study gender stereotypes in play. Research showed girls are confident and creative, but society often limits them. The campaign encourages inclusive, stereotype-free play and highlights girls' creativity and problem-solving skills. Messaging centers on empowering girls and shifting how parents, educators, and brands view play. So here's kind of some examples here. What it is original, what it is pioneering, what it is creative. So cool, really cool campaign that Lego did. They had a data-driven launch, so Lego based the campaign on research, not just intuition, giving it credibility and substance. They had brand repositioning. The campaign shifts Lego's brand image from a boy's toy to an inclusive, progressive play brand. Social impact and messaging. Lego positions itself to challenge stereotypes and empower children, especially girls, to imagine broader possibilities. Global and diverse. The study spanned multiple countries, giving the campaign global relevance. Concrete action and storytelling. The campaign includes stories such as highlighting real girls being creative, building inventions, art, and music projects. Why research matters. It reduces the risk by basing decisions on data. It identifies unmet needs and market gaps. You're going to hear these terms a lot while you're creating your marketing campaign, your marketing plan. It improves customer satisfaction through feedback loops, and it provides competitive and environmental insights. So here is the link to the reading, market research, an important investment for long-term viability. Okay, moving on to market intelligence. Market intelligence is a continuous collection and analysis of publicly available data about competitors and the market environment. It includes tracking trends, industry news, and customer behavior. Combines internal sales data with external sources such as social media, reviews, and databases. So please click on this link here, Sources of Marketing Information. This is the chapter to read for that section. Here's a little graphic here to give you a little visual, internal versus external data overview. So internal data examples include sales records, CRM databases, which is customer-based databases, loyalty program data. Purpose is to track past performance and understand customer behavior. External data, the purpose of that is to identify market trends, monitor competitors, and spot new opportunities. Big data and marketing information systems. So big data includes massive volumes of data collected from digital touchpoints. World creates 2.5 quintillion bytes daily. Marketing information systems, which we also call MIS, organized process for collecting, storing, and analyzing data to support decisions. An example of this is how Amazon uses real-time data to predict shopping trends and optimize recommendations. Social media is using this a lot as well. Ethics in marketing research and intelligence, respect privacy and data ownership, use data transparently and avoid manipulation, comply with laws such as GDPR and CCPA, An example of this is Apple's privacy first approach is a competitive differentiator. To learn a little bit more about the ethics side, click on this video here. It's called Data Privacy and Consent, and it's a TED Talk. And also click on the readings, ethics, and data collection. From research to insight. So you're going to start with data, going forward to information, insight, and ending with action. Transform data into marketing decisions such as product changes and campaign adjustments. Another example is Netflix. So Netflix collects massive amounts of internal data on what users watch, when they watch, how long they watch, what they pause, rewatch, skip, and search for. This data powers two major parts of their strategy: content creation, what shows and movies they fund, and recommendation algorithms, what each user sees when opening Netflix. So I don't know about you, but when I click on to sign into my Netflix, we have different users. So my husband actually has a different user account than I do, but it's on the same Netflix account. So when we click on my account, it's all recommended shows and movies based on what I watch on a regular basis. Whereas when my husband signs into his account, it's completely different recommendations for shows and movies. Maybe not completely different, but you get the point. Every user, it's based kind of like on what we've been watching. It's collecting that data every time I watch a show, a trailer, or a movie. So how viewing data drives content and recommendations. It collects viewer behavior, watch time, searches, pauses, and skips. So say I start watching a movie and then I stop. I didn't like that one. It takes a note of it. Uses data to greenlight shows like House of Cards. Recommendation system drives 80% of viewing. Algorithms personalize thumbnails, categories, and suggestions. And I think my Netflix account knows me pretty well because it's pretty spot on with its recommendations. Data-driven content creation. So Netflix analyzes genre preferences, completion rates, who finishes the show versus who quits it early, peak viewing times. Ooh, I didn't know that one. I need to pay attention to this one next time. Geographic popularity, viewer demographics, age brackets, device type, etc. This helps them decide which shows to renew or cancel, what new or originals to greenlight, what actors, directors, or themes perform best. Netflix definitely knows me in this area. Which concepts have the highest likelihood of global success? Recommendation algorithms. So they evaluate watch history, viewing patterns, ratings, and likes, similar users' behavior, time of day and week, device type, such as TV, mobile, or a tablet. They can personalize the home screen layout, categories that appear, thumbnails chosen for each viewer, suggestions because you watched list. I love this suggestion. I always go to that first. Trending content in the user's region. How Netflix uses the data. It collects massive amounts of internal data on what users watch. It looks like this is a repeat slide. Sorry about that. Put that in there twice. Okay. Moving on to surveys. I do surveys all the time. Like I said, I put them in social media. I also use the polls feature in Instagram, and that's kind of considered a survey, doing market research. So survey distribution methods, sensitivity of study topic, when results are needed to incorporate into a business decision, how invested respondents are in study topic, survey length, when respondents should be invited to participate in a survey complexity, cost, and response rate. A lot of the survey companies out there used to be free. I feel like all of them charge something now. It's really hard to find a survey software where it's free, but you can always use social media or email. You can create Google Forms, or if you're a bigger brand, maybe you pay for the survey membership to that application. Online mobile survey method, email, text, invite, or post it on social media. Brief to average length, may include video or images, inexpensive, fast data collection for analysis, response rate is moderate to high. So here's an example of an email that was sent to me a couple years ago asking a survey after participating in a race. Invitation components, generally 4 to 5 sentences and include researcher's credentials, name of company or research firm. You can see that here. Under Armour Trans Rockies Run 2023 participant satisfaction survey. The purpose of the survey, reason respondent is being asked to participate, how responses will be used, if their responses will be kept confidential or anonymous, survey due date, and an incentive if applicable. So some surveys you can get put into a drawing to win a gift card. Some surveys you automatically get a gift card no matter what, or some sort of discount to a product. Um, they're all kind of different. Here's a screenshot of the actual email blast that went out, and then you can click on the link here to complete the survey. Reminders and social media invitations. Stripped down versions of the full invitation. Social media invites are too brief. For emailed surveys, some language may be changed. Sentences may be rearranged. One strategy, open with incentive rather than purpose. Good practice not to contact potential responses with more than 2 reminders because you don't want to bug people too much. But it's also good to have at least one reminder. Okay, so that's the end of this module, and what's going to be due in Module 6 is your check-in 4, Strange Food, Discussion 4, Data, Decisions, and Marketing Insights, and your Quiz 6, Marketing, Research, and Market Intelligence.